This old album, so many memories. My son. I was always able to understand my son. After all, I am his mother. People regarded him as a reject because he didn't follow the game or follow what is considered normal behaviour in society. People have different ways of dealing with grief. Melso didn't cry at my funeral. So what? People express emotions in different ways, don't they? Just because it isn't a common reaction doesn't mean he should be condemned to death. I miss the walks he and I used to take. We shared a passion for nature. I know he sent me to a home even though I didn't want to go, but he did it for my own good, and it was better there than in his apartment where all I did was watch him. I did cry at first, and he didn't visit me. It was only because he cared about me, and he didn't want to give me more pain when he left me again. Marceau and I shared a lot of the same attitudes in life, especially the capacity to become accustomed to virtually any situation. Towards the end of my life, I embraced a meaningless universe and lived for the moment, just as Marceau decided to do. My son was always an outsider in society, wandering on the fringe, on the outskirts of life, solitary and sensual. It didn't make him a bad person. What kind of man was my son? It's simple. He simply refused to lie. Lying is not only saying what isn't true, it is also saying more than is true, and in the case of the human heart, saying more than one feels. Contrary to the impression that Marceau gave, he didn't want to make his life simpler by lying. He said what he was and refused to hide his feelings, and society immediately felt threatened. For me, my son, my beautiful son, was not a reject. He was not a reject, but a poor, naked man in love with a sun which left no shadows. Far from lacking all sensibility, he was driven by a tenacious and profound passion, the passion for an absolute and for the truth. My son did nothing but die for the truth.